Enfield rifles. I had a few out today. I thought I'd get a little bit of a group photo here, a group video as it is. What you have here is three #1 Mark III Star Enfields and one #4 there on the end for comparison. With bayonets, the three #1s are all Great War rifles. We have a BSA, we have a standard small arms, and we have an Enfield in there. And they are all matching. Great War veterans. Take a closer look. The #1 Mark III Star was a workhorse of the British Army all through the Great War and served on to World War II as well. It was merely one of several different Enfield rifles used, Enfield patterns used, between the late 19th and into the 20th centuries. Exceptionally well made rifles, known for their accuracy. They're tough. There is the old saying that goes along that the Americans made a target rifle, the Germans made a hunting rifle, but the British made a battle rifle. And there is no denying that these rifles have given battle many times and in many exotic places. See if we can get a look at some of the markings here. As you can see, we have the BSA 1917 and the SHT L.E. that is shortly 3-star. We have a stock disc on there. You can see some battle damage. Missing chip right there. And the bayonet's with it, of course. Here's the Enfield 1917. Also, I have quite a collection of these. These were not expensive rifles about 20 years ago when I was picking them up. So I took advantage of that and picked up quite a few of them. And as you can see, SSA, that stands for Standard Small Arms. This one is actually from the Turkish horde, as you can see. And it has an original Turkish strap on it. Now the Turks made some Frankenmausers out of these things. This one, however, they left alone. Fully matching, all original. And I believe this is the one that still has the green paint on the barrel under there, which was something that was done to reduce corrosion. That was done by the British, actually. And over here, we have another #3, 1917. This one Enfield. Stock disc on this one is, of course, unmarked. Now we have bayonets. This is the standard pattern 1907 bayonet. I can't really see it under the grease, but this bayonet is actually 1918. And we have, I forget what this is, also Great War, I believe. First, let me see if I can see it. This one is also 1918. See if I can focus in on that. 8 of 1918. Pattern 1907 bayonet, 8 of 1918, Anderson. Let's see, this one I believe is 1942. Yes, it is. Come on, focus in. 1942. Wicked one, isn't it? Definitely would not want to have that shoved up through my body. That would hurt just a little bit. And for comparison, because I have received a few questions, whoops, about various differences between the number 4 and the number 1 rifles, you can see they're very similar. However, the number 4 has some very obvious differences. For one thing, it doesn't use the pattern 1907 bayonet. It uses a spike bayonet, which I have attached on there. Can't get it off one-handed. Let me see. Come on. I should have taken it off before I started the video. Well, never mind. You can see well enough it's a spike bayonet, and you can see there's a whole different nose cap going on there. Different stock hardware, different barrel, different sights. Now, the number 1 Mark III has the sights right here, right on the barrel. Same as the Mosin or the Mauser and the so on and so forth of that era. But however, the number 4, it's here on the rear of the receiver. Now, they're not always nice sights like this. Sometimes during the war they used a very simple flip sight, and that's all there was to it. You know, it's a very similar bolt, but the bolt, there are differences in the bolt. Differences in the basic makeup of the receiver. Differences in the trigger. This particular number 4 is actually a number 4.5. Manufactured by Savage Arms in 1942. That's US made. Also fully matching. A little harder to see the markings because they're electro-penciled and engraved on there. But you can see. Mark 1/3. A little hard to read. On this one, the trigger is actually pinned to the receiver, not to the trigger guard, as was the case with the older number 3s. Most of these had 2-groove barrel. This is a 4-groove barrel. Most of them had 2-groove barrels during the war, made at the Long Branch or at Savage. And they were exceptionally accurate, regardless of the number of grooves on it. A little dust on there. But that's just a little quick comparison there. You can see they're similar, but not the same rifle. The number 4 is a different story altogether. That's the latest upgrade, the second to last upgrade of the Enfields. The last one would, of course, been the number 4 Mark II rifle, which incorporated most of what's in that Savage, if not everything. Great War veterans, Ghosts of the Western Front, and Gallipoli, as this one here probably did see some use at some point. Well, no, 1917 it wouldn't have, but still Great War veteran. Rifles that have seen a great deal of history. And I've shot them all, back when .303 British was a lot easier to find. All of them are very accurate. Here we have a mud cover to keep mud out of the receiver. Just kind of snaps right over there. Keeps it clean. The Germans used leather. We used cloth, and so did canvas, rather, so did the British. You can see a basic, this is an original sling on it. Well, no, I'm sorry. The original sling was leather. This is a World War II era sling. And it is original British. It's not a repop. I don't have any repop slings for these things, actually. Those are also original World War II. Now, I believe I did a video on the 1916 Enfield. And that one, will you look at that? There's a bug crawling on my Enfield. I had him outside before to dust him off. Must have picked up some critters. Come here, bug. You're not allowed to play on there. No, you're going back outside. Stay there. Interrupting my videos. What nerve. Yeah, these are the later ones. They don't have the cartridge cutoffs. They don't have any of that stuff on them. Of the earlier models made before the Great War. I believe 1914 or 15 was the cutoff for the cutoff. I have those Enfields too, but that'll wait for another video. These are just the ones that I happen to have out at the moment. And I haven't done a video for a while, so I figured I'd show you them. A few more Enfields. I don't just collect MKIIIs, though it seems that way with all the ones I post. And there they are. They're not as easy to find as they used to be. Used to be you could walk into any gun store and there'd be 3 or 4 of these things, and usually be around 35, 45 bucks, around like that. Some of these I got as little as $25, but you don't need to hear that. Those were the days when the last great horde from the UK and Canada and Australia was dumped on the US market, and we were able to buy them quite reasonably. I believe the best deal I saw on these was 3 for 75 bucks. Was it 3 for 100? Yeah, it was 3 for 100, I believe it was. It's 25 years ago, I don't remember anymore, but it was around like that. Obviously they did not come with bayonets like the MKIIIs do, but those are available for about 15 bucks back then. And I must have bought a half a case of the damn things. There you go. Enfields, caliber .303. 10-shot magazine bolt action. And this, like the MKIII, had a bolt that could, a bolt head that could be removed independent of the bolt, and you could adjust headspace that way by just swapping bolt heads. Always a convenient feature. Enfield, Birmingham small arms and standard small arms. And another Enfield, and Savage up there. 4 different manufacturers. And there we go.